If you're going to try something, you have to try it for at least 6 months. You cannot invest in something and not have it available to you for at least a minimum of 6 months and then turn around and say, this doesn't work for me. Well, you didn't really give it a try, did you? You didn't put in the work, right? So I put this hat on today. You didn't take action on what you said you were going to do. So Sean's on this presentation with me because Sean owns Max Home Inspections, as you guys are well aware. And Sean is going to help me talk about some of the tips and tricks that he and the people that are his clients, agents that he's aware with, are using to generate more listings, more business, be able to connect with more people, and do it in such a fashion that it gives a listing or a lister or a seller no other choice but to list with you. And that is the ideal preparation, or that is ideally what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make it so that you can get in front of more listings, right? And then how to get in front of those more listings. And then more so, when you're in front of the listing, how to get that person to work with you. And this is the real deal here. So we're going to spend about, I'm going to say 40 to 45 minutes on this. We're going to rock out this entire presentation. And so what we're doing here is we want to talk about the top 8 hacks to getting more listings. Some of these are new school. Some of these are old school. Some of them work for some people. Some of them don't work for other people. A lot of this has to be tried and tried and tried for long periods of time so that you can decide whether or not this is something for you or it's not. And that's really important because, look, when I say try for a long time, I'm talking about at least 6 months. If you're going to try something, you have to try it for at least 6 months. You cannot invest in something and not have it available to you for at least a minimum of 6 months and then turn around and say, this doesn't work for me. Well, you didn't really give it a try, did you? You didn't put in the work, right? So I put this hat on today. You didn't take action on what you said you were going to do. And so this is so critical, and I want to put this out there because we're going to go over 8 very simple things that you could do to get more listings. And some may work for you and some don't, but I promise you this. If you commit to all 8 for the next 6 months, you're going to find out which 3 or 4 really resonate with you, your personality, your market, and your style, and you're going to rock it out. You're going to have so many listings you won't know what to do with yourself. All of a sudden, you'll be calling me, asking me when I'm going to put on the team presentation, right? And that's what I want from everybody. That's what I want for everybody. So, number 1, you've heard me say this time and time and time and time and time again. Your phone is your number 1 lead source. Your phone is your number 1 lead source. And the reason I bring this up, man, look, if you take your phone and you go to your contacts, and I'm doing it with you, I'm going to my contacts, right? And you go to Z. Underneath Z, there's a number sign, and then it says how many contacts you have. I have 3,396 contacts on my phone. I know for sure that a lot of you have at least a couple hundred contacts on your phone. And here's the best part. About 80% of those people you haven't spoken to in the longest amount of time. About 80% of those people. And so what this means is that you need to go to your phone, and I don't care where you start, A down, Z up, M down, then M up. I don't care how you start or how you get it done, but you contact every single person on your phone. And we're going to talk about some of the things that you're going to say during this, but the point is that you need to reignite, reinvigorate, reactivate relationships that you have let slide for a very long time. By reactivating those relationships, you're reminding them what you do for a living every single day and how it is that you feed your family and everything else, right? This is what you're doing. You're igniting those relationships so you can remind people what you do for a living. Dave, what if they say, I'm not selling a house? We're going to talk about some of the things that you're going to tell people, but how about a quick script? How about you just text them and you say, hey man, what's going on? Hope everything's well. Have you thought about selling in 2020? Yes, guys, 80% of the people are going to say no. That's okay because there's another, let's say 3 to 15%. They're going to say, you know what? It's crossed our mind. I'm so glad. Wow, this is so crazy that you sent me this message right now. Because I was talking to my wife last night, Dave, and we're thinking about selling this year because the market is really good. Whether they say yes or no, here's your second hack. Whether they say yes or no, free CMAs for everybody. Oprah the hell out of this. You get a CMA. You get a CMA. You get a CMA. Everybody gets a CMA. For those of you that don't know what a CMA is, it's a comparative market analysis. This is when you tell somebody how much their home is worth. This is when you look at somebody and say, hey man, you live at 123 Florida Street. This is what your home is worth. Now, when I say free CMAs for all, I seriously mean free CMAs for everyone. That means if they say no, I am not looking to sell this year. That's cool. Send me your address. I'm going to send you a valuation for your property. It's free, man. They don't got to pay for it. I'm going to send you a valuation of your property. That way you know where you stand in 2020, and maybe we'll talk in 21 or 22. You never know what life can bring. By doing this, and I know what you're thinking right now. Oh, Dave, you have 3,000 people in your phone. Are you really going to do 1,000, 2,000 CMAs? Yeah. I got 12 months to do it. So yeah, I'm going to do it. Why not? You got to put in the work. Again, you got to take action. What I'm telling you to do is not rocket science. It just takes work. If you got time to Netflix, you got time to write CMAs. You got time to send text messages to people in your database and say, hey, what's up? How are you? Are you thinking about selling in 2020? Here's some of the answers you're going to get, by the way. No, we're not thinking about selling. Cool. Give me your address. I'm going to send you a straight CMA so that you know what the value of your home is for 2020. And maybe we'll talk again in 2021. By the way, anything you need in the real estate market, feel free to let me know. Here's another answer you'll get. No, I'm not thinking about selling, but it's funny that you call me because my mom is, or my cousin is, or my neighbor Sue is. Can I connect to you guys? Yes, you can. As a matter of fact, the best thing you can do for me is connect us both in one text message with you, and I'll respond with my contact information so that they know you referred me. Wonderful. I'll do that. Yes, I am thinking about selling this year. It's so crazy that you reached out to me, Dave. Fantastic. Why don't you send me your address and let me do a valuation for you so we can come up with some numbers, and then maybe we can set up a meeting. This is all by text, by the way, because phone calls have been drastically reduced down to 30%. No one picks up their phone anymore, not even realtors. We laugh about it and talk about it all the time, yet we want the people we cold call to pick up their phone. Cold text them. Another answer you're going to get, who the hell is this? That gives you a great out. Hey man, it's David Kurz, Enterprise Network at eXp Realty. You know, we haven't spoken in about a year, whatever the case is. Oh, wow, David, dude, I changed my phone. Didn't have your number. No, I'm not looking to sell. Yes, I'm looking to sell. My neighbor's looking to sell. My cousin's looking to sell. Next answer you're going to get. Dave, I don't even own a house. Well, dude, we got to change that. What are you talking about? You don't have a house to sell. Let's go change that. Now you got a buyer. And I know this conversation is about getting listings, but that's where their focus initiated. If somebody says they don't own a house, you're not just going to skip them and say, oh, okay, cool, next. You're going to say, well, why not? Well, I don't think I can afford one. Well, have you tried? My credit's not great. Are you sure? Because we're in this profession, we assume that everyone knows what is required of them to purchase a home. We can't assume that, guys. We can't assume that everyone out there knows that they need whatever credit or whatever income or whatever. They don't know. It's our job as real estate professionals to consult them on their purchases, to let them know that there are programs out there for you, Mr. 580 credit score. There are. You're not going to get premium rates, but you're going to own a home. Now, this is where I want Sean to jump in because I've always enjoyed this and what Sean does. Offer a pre-listing inspection to potential sellers. Look at them when they say, you know what, yeah, we are thinking about selling. And say, you know what, one special thing that I do that really no one else does is I like to do a inspection on the entire house with my preferred inspector. And by doing this, we know better valuation of the property. We know what things you can repair before we go in the market. We know what we need to do to get the best and most value for your home possible in your market, so that we don't end up in a situation where somebody comes to put an offer on the house, we get excited, they do an inspection, and now they're asking for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 credit because we didn't do the appropriate preemptive, kind of like, this is like offense, right? Like we're playing offense here. Sean, where you at?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm just waiting to kick in. So the pre-listing program, you ready for me?
Yeah.
All right. So the pre-listing program was something we designed actually for my mom, who was a top producing agent, who goes, I don't know, these new agents come in and they just seem to, make it so that my experience and what I bring to the table, it just doesn't matter anymore. And I was like, what are you talking about? She has these beliefs in her head that these other people are better than her for whatever reason. And I go, I'm going to make a solid program for you. And that was my start of the conversation. Eventually, I started talking to the top producers that I deal with on a daily basis, people like yourself and your team and the other people that surround you, as well as a couple other high producers. And I go, okay, what do you need to really stand out in a market that's saturated with people that lie, cheat, steal, and, their message is just off? Like, what is your unique selling proposition? And a lot of people, unfortunately, theirs is, oh, I've done it for a long time. I've done this. I'm the best person. I'll be at the, the barbecues at your house. Not going to put a super on your house. And I go, okay, well, what can you do that's just different than everyone else? I'm a big fan of the Dan Kennedy renegade marketing, which is everyone's going left, you turn right. Like, that's a big deal for me. And that's how I've done all of my personal marketing. So the first thing that I teach agents this program is, one, this is a marketing program. This is nothing but marketing. And it's just how you present it. So one, when you go up to a potential seller, the conversations would be like this. Listen, there's a lot of amazing realtors out there. And I'm going to tell you what separates me from the other amazing realtors so you can see how much higher I stand than them. One, I have a program which markets your house like nobody else can possibly do, and it costs you $0. I pay out of my own pocket because it's marketing. Two, this program gets your home sold with less negotiation, because everybody knows when the home inspector comes in for the buyer, the price of the house definitely doesn't go up, it goes down. So I can remove that frustration from you and just make it all around easier, because we're going to pre-negotiate, which a lot of people don't quite understand what to do with that. And by the way, we have a flyer which explains it, which I'll send you and you can share. But what you do with this is you go, hey, if you love negotiation, let's go out there and negotiate. But if you want to solve those problems before they get here, this is the step. This is step two. Again, I haven't even talked about inspections yet. Next, with my program, if something breaks in your home before you sell it, so for instance, I start marketing your home. We're on market for 1 month, 2 months, whatever it is, all the way up to the entire length of my listing contract. Let's say your air conditioner breaks. If you work with any other realtor, you better get ready to spend money out of your pocket. All right, but if you work with me, your air conditioner will be fixed. So imagine a buyer comes in with their inspector and they go, your air conditioner is broken, it's not producing cold air. You're pulling your hair out as both your listing agent and your client going, now they got to come up with money. They're not going to sell the house. We got to lower the price. My commission's going down. Well, what if that problem goes away for you, the listing agent? Because now you're the hero. You get to go, if something breaks, you don't have to worry about it. It's covered under a warranty, which gets it fixed. No out-of-pocket expenses. Next, marketing of the listing. When you're going out there saying, my home has these features that other homes don't have, especially when I've seen there's like 4 houses in my neighborhood next to each other that are all for sale. None of them stand out. They're all the same house. So how does your house stand out? Not to mention attract new leads. So who attends open houses the most? The nosy neighbors. Well, when you have a big sign out front that says, this home comes with a 5-year guarantee on the roof, I guarantee you're getting a question. Can you explain what that sign is out front? That's an open-ended conversation, which gets you in the door to start a conversation rather than someone coming and going, oh, cool, this house has some different features than mine, and leave. You can start talking to them and get referrals. Another thing is that you can pre-diagnose that whether there's termites or not as part of this process. And you can go termite free and clear included with the property. By the way, how many people out there have a buyer coming and go, oh my God, it has termites, I'm not buying the home, right? I mean, so we're solving these problems. Now, the back end that supports this is a home inspection, which, as you notice, nothing talks about a home inspection at all in any of this because it's not important. The home inspection is just how it gets done. The whole marketing feature behind this is all about you, the realtor. Not to mention, we have a new program that you can get paid to prospect, which I think that's another one that you can talk about with me at another time. Right. But this program, you're going out there and you're giving out these flyers, and it's only talking about how much better you are than every other realtor out there, how you solve problems, and at minimum, you're going to get a phone call. Can you sit with me and explain this process? And again, how it works as the realtor getting a listing is once they sign up for you, and you don't spend a single dollar before then. Once they sign up with you to be their listing agent, you got a under contract right there with them, a 6-month agreement. You call us and you say, hey, this is my pre-listing. I'm paying out of my pocket for it. And some realtors, of course, go, whoa, you know, I'm not paying a couple $100 out of pocket. What happens if they drop me? What happens if this? What happens if that? No problem. We guarantee it 100%. So if and when the unfortunate occurrence that you do not sell the property, it expires, they cancel, the house explodes, whatever it is that happens that involves you not getting a commission check, we refund 100% of what you paid. So it's a marketing program with a guaranteed return, either a commission check or it costs you nothing. And that's how we set up the program.
So one of the questions that came in live was, how much do you charge for this particular program?
It's just like any other home inspection. An average home inspection on a normal 3-2, everything you need, which includes the general, the wind, the 4-point, and the termite reports that you can give to the buyers for free when they come in, is going to run between $400 and $500. And you know what? If you got one of those $50 coupons of ours, we honor that. We take care of you. So it's just like anything else. And by the way, you get that money back if it doesn't close. So it literally costs you nothing if it doesn't work.
Right. And so for the real estate agents out there that are looking at this, I want you to, this is a big part of our presentation because, more than introducing Sean to everybody, this is about telling you, this is a solid way for you to stand out when you get in front of somebody. How about that FSBO, right? That FSBO that you're used to, that you want to work with. And they're talking about, they've got their own, they want to do it on their own, so forth and so on. And you come to them and you say, hey, listen, this is the way I do things. I want you to understand what you're getting when you get David Kurz, right? Like when you work with David Kurz, this is what you get. And this costs you no extra, right? And it is going to cost them at the end. They're going to pay you a commission because you're going to get the house sold. That's how you make their house stand out. That's how you stand out as a real estate agent. One of the agents had their hand raised. Alex, are you out there? Can you unmute yourself? I'm not sure if you can, but I will try. Alex, I hear you. Tell me.
Hear me?
Yep, I hear you now.
So you need to turn off my microphone.
You're on. Did you want to say something?
No. It's the same. How much it costs?
Okay. All right. Awesome. So we covered that. So look, guys. I mean, to me, this is an opportunity. Not to me, but to anyone that's listening right now. This is an opportunity for you to really, really, really stand out in your market. This is how you take. I want more listings in 2020. Great. I'm gonna go do something called door knocking, right? But what am I offering when I door knock? People always door knocking. Hey, my name is David Kurz. I'm a listing agent in your area. And, are you thinking about selling in 2020? Right? And what if you went with some value right off the bat? Because at the end of the day, you need to step up and earn and offer value. Value is what's going to get you that listing. Now, Sean, you've seen this in the works, right? what are the advantages here? Like, I know there's advantages. I guess I'm looking for the right question. What's the ROI on this?
Oh my God. So one, it costs $0 if it doesn't work. So what's an average commission check? Between 5 grand and 12 grand is normal. I mean, some people are saying more. So, I mean, that's awesome. By the way, I sent you the flyer so you can see it if you want to share it with everybody.
Okay.
And then basically we designed the flyer so you can literally just staple, tape, glue, whatever, your business card to it. So when you leave it behind, it's branded for you. It's a pretty generic document you could put on there. And of course, if anybody wants to design their own, go to Fiverr and just give them that and say, hey, put my face on it, and then go out there and print your own. Like, it's super cheap to do yourself.
Yeah,
So
this
we
is
pre-designed
very
it.
easy to do.
And you're right. It's all about that value that you're giving to people that makes you stand out. We call them unique selling propositions. So we have some guys out there that their cost to do this is really like what it costs to print papers and leave behind in the neighborhood. Some guys go out there, as soon as they get a listing, my house comes with a 5-year guarantee on the roof when you buy it. So every buyer that comes in starts going, hey, what's that all about? And, there's plenty of buyers that come in to look at your houses that, want nothing to do with your house, that are like not even qualified for it. It's the wrong house. They want a 3-bedroom. That's a 10-bedroom, whatever. So they start going, what's this all about? You go, well, this is what the house comes with. By the way, I have another property here you might want to see with the same features if you're looking for whatever you're looking for. So it allows you to open up conversations and bring people into your database better.
Imagine, right? So imagine if you get this listing and you put it on the market, and your first couple sentences, instead of beautiful and glamorous, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom in Kendall, right? Imagine if the first couple sentences were home pre-inspected, comes with warranty.
Yeah,
makes a huge
difference. Comes with 5-year guarantee on the roof. All reports free for the buyer provided, upon request. Here's the win, the 4-point determine, saving your client $500. That's a big deal for buyers, saving $500.
Sean, what I do is I put the whole inspection in the MLS under the attached documents.
That's even better. Let them look at it before wasting your time.
Before you make me an offer, just here, man. And I've had people waive their inspection because of it.
Yep. It's really funny because we do so many. We either see people waive their inspection or hire us to do the inspection of the back end. We send a different guy out there to make sure it's totally unbiased, because we want to make sure it's unbiased. But it's just so cool to see that before and after. But they waive it most of the time. Now, I've seen a couple questions come by that are like, okay, what happens if? So there's only 3 kinds of sellers out there. There's only 3. We have the seller that's the best one to work with, right? Oh my God, I'm going to pass the legacy of this house on to the next person. Whatever we found in the report, we're fixing. We're paying to fix. I'm doing it myself. I'm passing on the best house in the world.
That's the few.
Yeah, but that's like the best people to work with, right? They like such a good person to work with. The next person, they're the people that go, okay, well, I'd love to do it, but I don't have time. I don't have the cash. I can't do it, whatever. Hey, no problem. We're going to disclose it, and then we're going to pre-credit for whatever that is. So is it better if you decide what the credit is for that broken thing or the buyer's agent? Well, I guarantee that you're going to have a more favorable outcome on the thing. Hey, look, we're going to give you a credit for $2,000 for that, versus them coming in, I need, $15,000, a new bathroom, a spa, a pool in the back. Like, you're allowed to control that a lot better. So they already come in going, hey, I priced it appropriately and I gave you the appropriate amount of money back to resolve these issues. And the third kind of seller, I'd say, the number one kind of seller, I ain't fixing anything. It's as is. Well, no problem. Hey, here's the report. Don't ask for anything. We're not accepting anything other than that's what it is. So you can do your own inspection, but that's what you're going to find. Don't waste your money. Here's what it is. There's no other outcomes that you're going to get. So,
which really helps you out. It helps you weed out the offers that are going to be crap to begin with. Right? If you think about it, it helps you weed that out. Again, let's wind this back some. This is you having a conversation with yourself. By doing this inspection, right? You're at your listing appointment right now. This is getting more listings. That's the topic of today's class. Sitting with that potential seller and saying to that potential seller, by doing this inspection, you can do one of 3 things, right? Number 1, you can not fix anything, but we put this on the MLS and we let the other agents know already what's happening with the house so that they don't come to us with some crazy offers. And that the offers that they do submit, it's already known what's up with the house. Then you got the other seller that will fix everything before you even put it in the market. I've had sellers tell me, listen, David, let me fix all of this before you even put it on the market. That's huge, guys. that gives you an opportunity. I know we all want to put it on the market, get our commission quick. But at the end of the day, if they fix everything and it takes you an extra 2 weeks to get it on the market. I mean, one client, it took me over a month because they decided to replace the roof before they put it on the market. But that allowed me to ask for the highest and best price. And there was very little room for negotiation because not only did we have a 5-year warranty, we had a new roof.
Yeah, a new roof. Plus, you have the wind mitt and the 4-point that have already been updated to show here's all the discounts you're getting on your insurance.
Right.
It makes it a lot easier rather than go, oh, yeah, we have all impact. Not only do we have all impact, but we have it proof on the wind mitt and we have an insurance quote showing what you're going to pay on your insurance. Like that's what we
a couple of the
do.
questions is, do you have signs that say 5-year guarantee?
We have some graphics that we can share. And then again, just take it and go to any Fiverr artist out there and have it done for like $5 to get it customized to what you're going to do. I'm happy to share all of those graphics and designs with you. You can see what other people have done with it. We actually have a PowerPoint that explains it in detail, so I'll share that with you and then just share it out to everybody. Okay. And then take those ideas, go to Fiverr and get somebody to do it really cheap. We don't have any physical that we give, but we can send you all the digitals we've made and some stuff we work with people. Another benefit is most of the people I've seen actually
print pretty easily, right? So that's not a big deal. Does the buyer usually use your inspection or is there an updated fee? So I can answer that question. It really depends on the buyer's agent, right? Like the buyer's agent and the buyer can sit down and discuss whether they're going to use his inspection or not. Or like Sean said a few minutes ago, they'll either hire them again to come back out or they'll hire their own people anyway because they don't trust anybody and they want to get it done on their own, right? Is the inspection report transferable to the buyer? Yes. It is, and the warranty as well.
And the warranty start fresh.
Seller repairs all items reported on inspection. How much is the re-inspection?
We charge $125 to go out there and re-inspect it. If they just give us a list, hey, we fixed these 25 things, go on out there and take care of that.
All right, $125. All right, so you guys, bro, this is solid. This is like, probably should have been number one. The problem is that if we would have made this number one, you wouldn't have had any appointments yet. So we wanted to go over making sure that you're going through your phone, tapping into all your people, offering free CMAs. Those free CMAs get you sit down face-to-face appointments. That's what I want you guys to understand. Those free CMAs get you sit down one-on-one face-to-face appointments. And then you can make this presentation right here. Sean's gonna share all the graphics with me. He's gonna email me everything. I'm gonna put it in our private group, go into our private group, grab all that information. Sean, I'm gonna put, this presentation is gonna end up on YouTube. And so I wanna make sure that you go into YouTube and you make a comment with your information, as well as I'm gonna post it on Facebook at some point. I'll tag you, just like load up all the info on there. I wanna make sure that our team has a significant advantage out there.
Absolutely.
And guys, here's the real truth, and I'm gonna get down and dirty with you for a minute. 99% of people are not doing this, and it's available. So my question to you is, are you gonna be part of the 99% that's not doing it, or part of the 1% that is doing it? Because even if the entire enterprise network gets on board with this and everyone in the enterprise network does it, it's only a couple hundred people in comparison to the 57,000 that are out there right now. So we're still getting ahead of the game. We're still standing out. So great representation. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you being a part of this one.
Absolutely. I'm here for whatever you need. I'll send you an email with everything in it. Feel free to share it with everybody. And then I'd love to tell you something about our Get Paid to Prospect, which I'm sure you can fit into there. So whenever you're ready.
Awesome, man. All right. So the next hack we're going to talk about is Instagram and Facebook stories methodically. And Instagram and Facebook stories methodically. This is something that I'm passionate about because you need to be able to create a methodical method in which you are putting out constant information. This right here, what we talked about a few minutes ago, list your home with me and I will pay for list your home with me, have it inspected, 5-year warranty attached, no cost to you. That's an amazing little graphic that you can create in our marketing platform, by the way, the enterprise marketing, right? So that's an amazing graphic you can create. But then here's some other great options, right? So what if you posted a state of the market? Seriously, it's like a state of the union. Hi, this is David Kurz. I'm with the Enterprise Network at eXp Realty. And I want to talk to you today what's happening in the market in Coral Gables 2020, or what's happening in Hialeah 2020. It's January. We're ended. Oh my God, January was such an explosion. Prices are up this percent. This many houses sold. This many houses are on the market. This many houses are short sales. This many houses are REOs. This many houses is pending sales. This is what's happening in today's market. If you own a house in Kendall, Hialeah, whatever market you're presenting, right? If you own a house in this market area, chances are you have a 4% increase year over year on your house. So if you bought 2 years ago, you have equity. Give me a call. Let me know how we can help you. Holy crap. This almost no one is doing. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because the majority of real estate agents out there are not real estate professionals. In order to be a real estate professional, you got to know your job well. And in order to know your job well, you have to know your market well. And most agents don't know the market. I would guarantee you for the next event that you go to, say, hey, what market area do you work? Most number one answer will be, oh, I'll go anywhere in Miami-Dade County. So what's your market like? Market's great. Another number one answer, right? If you want to really dominate and get listings in your market area, you need to really know your market area in order to put into effect the things that we're going to talk about moving forward. But if you got into an Instagram story, you was like, hey, this is David.Kurz and blah, blah, blah is happening in South Miami, in Kendall, in Pinecrest, in Homestead. Pick 4 market areas, do it once a week. Then the next IG post should be a picture of a home in that area asking, is this your dream home, with a poll? What do I mean by the poll? The yes or no. 80% of people are going to say no. That's okay. The ones that say yes, you're going to reach out to them and say, hey, that's your dream home. I want to help you get into it. Have you thought about buying or selling this year? The ones that say no, say, what does your dream home look like, man? I really appreciate you commenting on my story. Do you have plans? The next post, having plans selling in 2020 with your picture and this and that and whatever. Put a poll, yes or no. Same thing. 80% of the people are going to say no. Some people are going to say yes. You're going to go to both of them and you're going to have similar responses. The people that say yes are going to go, hey man, thanks for responding to my Facebook story. Looks like you're trying to sell in 2020. How can I help you? How can I be of service to you? If you give me your address, I'd be happy to text you a free comparative market analysis giving you the value of your home. Going back to free CMAs, right? If they say no, say, hey, why are you not thinking about selling in 2020? I don't really need to move. I'm good. Great. So you own a home? Yes, I do. Man, what's your address? I'm going to send you a market valuation on your property just so you know where you're at. Dude, it's awesome. Thank you. Everyone wants to know what their house is worth. How many of you guys have gotten an online lead and the person says, no, I own a house in the area. I just want to see what's happening out there. There's no one in their market is coming of value and giving them some value to go with, right? Now, next post, question. What price would make you sell your home today? You're going to get a lot of crap in this, right? $2 million for a 3-2 in Homestead, right? Some people are going to answer seriously. Some people are going to say, you know what? If my house was worth $400,000, I'd sell today. Hey man, shoot me your address. Let me tell you what your house is worth. No, it's cool, Dave. I'm okay. I know my house is not worth that much. I understand. But let me give you a professional opinion on what your house is worth. So you have an idea. Then you shoot them the message and you go, hey man, here's your comparative market analysis for 123 Main Street, right? Your house is actually worth $375. You're not that far off. Is it possible that by doing that, you may ignite a conversation in their head or with their spouse or with their family that says, damn, that really isn't that far from 400. And we did only pay $225 for the house. So we would make some money. And I am living far from my job. And you know what, David? Can we meet up? I'd really like to have a discussion about this. That's huge, guys. It's huge, huge, huge. Okay? And then let's go to the next one. Send DMs to everyone that answers. So we talked about already. That's hack number 5, because you can do all the Facebook story posts that you want, but if you're not sending direct messages to people, forget about it. It's not going to work. They're just answering a poll and moving on, and no one ever follows up with them. That's ridiculous. Okay? Next one. Go back to your old transactions. Some of you guys have been in the business for quite some time. If you've been in the business for more than a year or 2 years, you've got some older clients. Go back to your older clients, okay, and start working with them. Now, I want you to think both sides. See, when you close a deal, you get this nifty thing called the closing statement. Guess what's on that closing statement? The buyer and the seller. Why not contact both of them? The buyer on the purchase of their home from 2 years ago and talk to them about this free CMA, and the seller to find out where they went and what they're up to. And maybe you had the seller back then and you helped them buy something, so you know where they're at. And there's an additional person on that closing statement. A lot of people ask me, Dave, is this right? Is that ethical? Yeah, they're not anybody's client anymore. Transaction's done. This is open gate. It's your fault if you're not reaching out to the other person. I've done this so effectively in the past that I've had people tell me, yeah, Dave, I'd love to meet. I do want to sell my house. Great. I go meet with them. First question I ask is, hey, just out of curiosity, when you thought about selling your property, why didn't you call the original agent that brought you to this listing that I sold to you guys? Number one answer, wow, for some reason, I thought you were my agent. Why? Because the other agent sold them a property and disappeared, while I stayed and remained in contact with them over time. So think both sides, okay? Unless I was the agent on the other deal, then leave them alone. I'm kidding. All right, so do CMAs for your clients that closed 2 years ago. Congratulate them on the improvement of their price. We all know that prices are improving right now. So congratulate them on the improvement of their price and write them handwritten notes. Guys, you guys should be mailing out handwritten notes in their 1 month anniversary, 3 month anniversary, 6 month, 9 month, 1 year, year and a half, 2 years, 2.5, 3 years, 3.5, 4 years. This should be systematic. And you need to put a system in place that will help you remember to do this. Handwritten notes plus a text message plus a video text. Hey, John and Jane, how you doing? This is David.Kurz. I just wanted to send this quick video and congratulate you. You've been in your house 6 months. I really hope everything's going well. If you need anything or know anybody is looking to buy or sell real estate, please keep me in mind. Sent. Done. Easy peasy. How many of you are actually doing this consistently? And then ask for the business. By the way, in the handwritten note, any thoughts of trading up or down? I mean, congrats. You've had the home for 2 years. You've earned X%. You bought it for this much. Now your home is worth this. I'm so excited for you. Any thoughts of you trading up or down? Right. Next, a home closes in your market area. What I want you to do is control the reaction from the neighborhood. See, you guys think that the neighbors don't react, but they do. They drive by the house and they go, oh, wow, there's a for sale sign. Then they see the sold sign, they go, oh, wow, they sold the house. I wonder who moved in. Now, it doesn't matter if you closed the house or not. It doesn't matter if it was your listing or you brought the buyer. None of that matters. What matters is this is your farm area, a home closed, and now you need to go and knock on doors and control the reaction to the neighborhood and say to them, man, did you know that 123 Main Street just closed? They had 5 offers and they ended up selling for X amount of dollars. I just wanted to update you on what's happening in the neighborhood. Do you have any thoughts of selling this year? That is such a great conversation. Again, instead of, hi, my name is David Kurz, and I'm your market area specialist. So if you're thinking of buying or selling, let me know. No, man, this is, hey, see your neighbor sold their house for $620,000. What a great deal. They bought that house 6 years ago. I don't even want to tell you what they paid for it, but they made a killing, right? Did you know that they were only on the market for 40 days? They got like 5 offers on that property. So I'm so excited for you because that means that your property is raising in value. Have you thought about selling this year or not? Listen, guys, you're going to get a lot of no's. Get used to it, man. Get used to it. This is like dating. You're going to get a lot of no's, okay? But one day you're going to get that yes. Somebody's going to fall in love with you, and you're going to be able to take control of your neighbor and your neighborhood. Do you want to control your market? Because the best way to control your farm area is put signs in yards. And when you put signs in yards, to control the reaction of the neighbors, not to allow someone else like me to come into your farm area and work off of your sale and piggyback off of your sale and let the neighbors know that the house sold. I didn't go over there and say I sold it. I just told them what happened. Now, number 8, tend to FSBOs more than anybody else. See, it is proven that the majority of FSBOs will end up on the market. They will. They're gonna try to sell it on their own. Some of them will be successful. Most of them will be extremely frustrated. Even the successful FSBOs will be extremely frustrated through the entire process, right? So go to a FSBO, pitch them, talk to them. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. FSBO, my name is David Kurz. I sell in this market area. I know this house down the block sold for $620. That one over there sold for $590. But you know what? The difference between the two is astronomical because the $621 had brand new modern kitchen, beautiful floors, everything was in one piece. And the one that sold for $590, it was kind of outdated, nothing new, nothing happening. So just so you have an idea of what's happening in your neighborhood, what are you listed at? What are you working on? Oh, I'm listed at 680. Well, you do realize that price is probably not going to work for you, right? So have you had an inspection done on the house? That's something that I do. No, we haven't inspected the house. That's the buyer's job. Well, that's something I do when I list a home because of everything that Sean talked about, right? And this is what we do. This is how we do it. And, it's a method that I use. If you need help, just let me know. I'm right here. Yeah, no, I'm going to sell it on my own. Fantastic. Next week. Hey, how you doing with the sale of your property? Everything working out okay? This guy just knocked on my table. My dog's going crazy. Everything going okay? Yeah, we've been showing it like crazy. Can I ask you something, Mr. and Mrs. FSBO? Yes. Are you showing it to potential buyers or a bunch of realtors? Because the majority of people stopping at a FSBO, a bunch of realtors, right? Next, the agent that follows up the most wins. We just talked about that right now. Follow up with that FSBO more than anybody else. Follow up with your database more than anybody else. Follow up, follow up, follow up. I can't stress this enough. A lot of people will go knock on a door, have a great conversation with somebody, and assume that one day when that person is ready, they'll call them up. I don't care what that person's response was. Yes, no, maybe, get the hell out of here. I don't care what their response was. Follow up, follow up, follow up until they die or you die. One of the two. But follow up, follow up, follow up until you get that business. And if you don't get that business, they're going to be so impressed with the fact that you stayed on top of them that they will refer you to people around them, people that have no interest in being a FSBO, or people that have no interest in selling their house right now, and they're not going to sell till 2022 or 2023. You can't wait till then to get a paycheck because you got bills paid too. So what would you say to people? Well, if you know anybody who's looking to buy or sell rent, let me know. Be happy to help them out. You know what, David? I do. My cousin Bob, dude's looking for a house. Well, that's fantastic. Would you mind connecting us by text message, all three of us, so that I can respond with my contact information and I can take over the conversation from there? That would mean the world to me. That's huge, right? That's our class for today. I want to ask you guys to follow me, David Adam Kurz, on Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube. Just search David Adam Kurz. Guys, I have over 350, 330 videos on YouTube. And I have a huge podcast channel. Go in there, and I do training and classes and coaching like this all the time. And all of these things get loaded up there. So please go in there, do it up, and really make an effort to push it out, right? Jen, thank you for joining us, Jen. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone that logged in today because this is big. You know, this I gave you guys some things, and here's the funny part: almost everything I talked about, you guys already knew. Maybe one or two things you didn't know. Question really remains is how often are you putting these things into practice, right? And then, so now what I would challenge every one of you to do is pick your 3 or 4 favorite things from today's presentation, right? And put them into serious effect. Cameron says, can you use the video text method if you're prospecting through Redx? Hell yeah. You know, Redx, I think, what's the other one called? Vulcan 7, all these other companies that give you FSBO and expired information. If they're giving you cell phones, by all means, this is, look, I'm gonna show you mine. Hey, Mr. Johnson, I just noticed that your house fell off the market. My name's David.Kurz. I run the Kurz team at eXp Realty. I am very familiar with your neighborhood, and I'm actually very familiar with your home. If you could give me a call back, I'd be happy to sit down with you. You know what? You have a better chance at getting a response to that text message than you do in getting a response to that phone call. 100 realtors are calling. No one is sending a video text message. I've never seen it. I've done it. My team does it. The agents in our network do it. But I rarely see someone get on there and do a video message. So yes, absolutely, you can use that method. It works fantastic. Actually, I think you would do 80% better than most people. Any other questions for me out there? All right. If there are no further questions, guys, like I said, I'm going to record this. It'll be on my YouTube channel by the end of the day. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Sean, for being a big part of this. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I'm going to post it in our private group. You're a member of the private group, so I'll tag you in there and just load up all the graphics. I'm getting the emails. But go ahead and load up all the graphics, contact information, everything, so people know how to do this with their listings with you.
All right. I'll post it in this afternoon. Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Jose, flyer is going to be out there shortly in the private group. Go into the private group.